Yo, what's good, everybody? RJ Shelton here, episode 84 of Off the Top Show. Got my boy T Lip with me on this Good Friday. What's good, my good brother, even though you're drinking out of the big ass water bottle?
Good H2O. What's happening?
Well, let's hop right into it. Obviously, you know about this on this end of Off the Top Show. We talk about sports news, and everything within sports. Let's go ahead and hop right into it. Let's go ahead and start in the NFL here. Yesterday, Tampa Bay Bucks faced the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills won that 24-18. Josh Allen was 31 of 40 from the field, threw for over 300 yards, had two touchdowns, one interception. James Cook had 14 carries for 67 yards. And then I'm looking here, I might be saying the name wrong. Kayla, is it Shakur? Could be saying it wrong.
Yeah,
Anyways, was
thanks.
going, but you know what I'm talking about. Was going crazy. 6 receptions for 92 yards. And they kind of look more down the line for the Bills. Stephon Diggs had 9 receptions for 70 yards. Gabe Davis had 9 for 87. And obviously Dalton had 5 for 65. So if you're watching this game yesterday, definitely they were moving the ball around on the offensive end, distributing the ball into different wide receivers. It was good to see James Cook kind of get active there. And I know we've talked a lot about that 1-2 punch with him and Latavius Murray. Bills are 5-3. It was looking a little bit shaky in the beginning, but this is a good win. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are definitely a team that you need to play, with a purpose because they went ahead and beat the Vikings, week one. They're a team that is actually good, with what they have when it comes to Baker Mayfield and their defense. Obviously, Chris Godwin, on the outside, especially with Mike Evans. So this is a solid team. This is a great win for the Buffalo Bills. 5-3, and then that takes the Buccaneers at 3-4. Kind of talk to me about this game, what this means for the Bills Thursday night. They've been playing a lot of primetime games. Kind of talk to me about this with this Buffalo Bills team and this win and what this means for them moving forward.
It's a good win. It's a home win. It's a win they should have had. It's good for their offense. Obviously, we see there's multiple guys with over 5 receptions and 50 yards. I think there was
Yep.
four guys with over 5 catches and 65 yards each. Like that's great distribution of the ball. Running game was 14 carries, 67 yards, 4.8 a carry. It's pretty good, man. It's pretty. It seemed like an effective offense that they had going on. A lot of their questions is going to be on defense. Obviously, the game was 24-10 all the way up until like the end of the game. I think they scored and got a 2-point conversion towards the end of the game. So for the predominantly portion of the game, the Bills played a great complementary game, offense and defense. They complemented each other. They made the plays. Obviously, Josh Allen, like you said, 31 for 40, 324 yards, 2 touchdowns. And the pick came on a tip pass where a lineman caught it. Will Golston, Spartan Dog, caught the pick.
Shout out to my dog.
Shit like that happens, but the Bills, they look like they're trying to, stack up them wins, and establish what type of team they're gonna be. So it was a good win for the Bills. They got Ed Oliver back, another defensive tackle that they paid this offseason. Pretty good guy. Von Miller was out there more. So the strength of this team, of at least the defense, got to be on the D line because secondary is out. Tre'Davious White out for the year. That's a Pro Bowl corner. You can't replace that. So the strength of this team got to be the defense. It got to be on Von Miller's shoulders and his back, and the other guys they have on the defense. They have good safety play, but I'm sure you'd rather have the number one corner in the league other than the number one safety in the league. So we're just gonna have to see them keep stacking up the wins, man, and see what they can do. Because every win gonna count. That division's still tough with them. The Dolphins, Jets. Who knows? Aaron Rodgers comes back. Who knows? If the Jets keep winning, that division is still gonna be tough. So they need to win as much as they can, especially against NFC teams.
No, absolutely. And just to piggyback off that for the Bills, they are second in their division. Excuse me. Dolphins are one with 5-2, Bills 5-3, Jets 3-3, and Patriots 2-5. Yeah, hard division, but still, all those teams that I listed can definitely beat anyone in the NFL. So, and especially in their division. Let's move on all over to the NFC North. You know, that's what we talk about mainly on this show. A lot of big games in this division. Starting off at noon, the Minnesota Vikings head over to Green Bay to face the Green Bay Packers. Uh, this is a noon game, and I expect this to be a big game. This, I think, is going to solidify, I think, both teams' destiny with this win to figure out if they're going to go ahead and move up in the NFC North standings, get themselves in a position to get deep into the playoffs. I expect this one to be a dogfight in Green Bay. Granted, I know that the Minnesota Vikings came off a huge win against the 49ers on Monday Night Football, and people looked at me crazy when I thought they were going to win, and they actually did. So
I
I think that
did.
was pretty sweet. Everybody was looking at me nuts, like, RJ, you really think that the Vikings? I'm like, hey, I don't know. Maybe I know something. I don't know.
Maybe, hey, maybe you do. Goddamn, you
Maybe
did.
I know something. I don't know, but they did. But getting back to this game, though, I really think that this is going to be in week 8 a crucial game for both teams to, like I said earlier, to seize their identity of what they're trying to be this year. Green Bay Packers, obviously their situation, 2-4, got to go ahead and get this win to get on track to possibly get into the playoffs in a playing game. You see the Minnesota Vikings are rolling right now, number one, to possibly go ahead, obviously be 4-4, but to move up, obviously, in the division, to go ahead and contend with, obviously, the Lions. This is a big game. I think this is going to be a huge game for Jordan Love. And I think this is going to be a huge game for Kirk Cousins. I think those two need to go ahead and obviously play at a high level to go ahead and have their teams have an opportunity to win this game. What are you thinking, when you see this matchup at noon between these two teams and what's riding for both these teams?
I mean, a lot is on the line for these two teams. It's a division game. Obviously, the Vikings is coming off a great win Monday Night Football. And I remember right when Justin Jefferson got injured, you was like, man, they could probably win potentially two. They can come out of this 2-2, or they can come out of this. They can come out of it potentially 3-1, man. Who knows? I'm looking at you like, man, hell no. Nah. But they end up, if I'm not mistaken, I think they 2-1 so far, right?
Yep, 2-1 in October. Kirk Cousins, every time he's been with the Vikings, he's been either. I think last year he was 4-0, and I think the year before that was possibly 2-2. But Kurt's very good in October.
Yeah. So it's like I think they win another game. I mean, I think the Packers got a lot going on, man. They offense have no explosion. Their running back situation ain't been that good. They ain't been producing back there. They have no big play wide receivers on their team. They have some complimentary guys, but they have no game breakers. They have nobody you have to double team, nobody you have to put your emphasis on third down. And if you don't have that, bro, it's kind of you kind of stuck. Um, and then Jordan Love, he's up and down. He's had a very up and down year this year. Um, yeah, I mean, this is just kind of like an experience year for them. I can see this just being one of those years where you want your guys to stay healthy and you want them to grind it out as the weeks goes on because you need this experience. And maybe this is just an experience year for them, for their coaches. This is the first year after having you didn't have fucking Aaron Rodgers. You feel me? Like you have a question mark at quarterback now. You haven't had that question mark for the last 20 some years, if more than that with Brett Favre. You feel me? Like you never had this question mark like you do right now. Um, Even with the coaching staff, you have a great quarterback. It always kind of hides the certain coaching staffs. So man, it's just something they're gonna have to continue to experience and see how that shit goes. I'm gonna take the Vikings. I'm gonna take the Vikings winning going into Green Bay because like I said, Green Bay just they have a lot going on right now, and they're not making a lot of plays. So you're not gonna win if you ain't making no plays.
Well, no, absolutely. And I think we lost to the Broncos, obviously, in Denver. And that was a terrible loss. We should actually won that game. But you hit it on all cylinders. I mean, really, I don't, just to piggyback on it, we've been blessed for multiple years to have great quarterbacks to play at Green Bay. And I think the biggest thing, and obviously we're going to talk about this with my buddy James, obviously in the Boys section when we talk strictly about the Packers. But there's just no, and we talked about this last week, there's just no big plays being made. Like Christian Watson coming in, prime example when we played the Raiders, unreal ball, wide open, and didn't take it to the crib. Like we brought you here to make big plays. Like you should be scoring. Like, is he still hurt? Is he still injured? Like there's so much things going on, with the offense. We can't even get Aaron Jones involved in the offense. Yes, I know we have AJ Dillon, but I mean that's one of our best players on our team. Like he needs to at least touch the ball 15 times, and we're not even getting the ball. Like Matt LaFleur, like what are you doing? Like you say you want to get guys involved. You say you want to do this. You say you want to do that. You're the one that holds the sheet to call the plays to get guys going. So what are we doing? So I'm right with you on that. It's a humbling year for the Packers, obviously. I've said this, and I think you agree with me on this as well, that this is going to be a growing year for the Packers. Granted, what Jordan Love has been doing, I'm pleased with what he's doing. But this game is going to be a little, I think, with rivalry and everything, defense playing hot with the Vikings playing hot on defense and on offense. Kirk Cousins and what they did against the 49ers, that would give me the ultimate, boost to go ahead and play teams in my division. Where like, okay, we just played a very solid, even though guys weren't fully in, still the 49ers. That's a great win at home. The momentum's obviously on their side. And for the Packers even, get in this game, defenses have to play unreal. We're going to have to get off on third downs, and we're going to have to make plays. Like there's going to have to be key plays that are going to have to be made on certain situations from an offensive, defensive side. We have to make those plays. We have to contain, obviously, what the Vikings and what Kirk Cousins can do from an offensive perspective, and their defense is on fire. So they're going to go ahead and throw every type of disguise on Jordan Love. Flores is going to dial some stuff up, and they're going to get after Jordan Love. So it's going to be a tight one. Obviously, I'm riding with my Packers, but it's going to be a tough game for us to win, and I'm being realistic on that because the Minnesota Vikings are hot right now. And that one is at noon. And then obviously we have a Sunday night game for the NFC North as well. We got the Chicago Bears versus the Los Angeles Chargers. I think this is going to be a good game.
I don't.
Who do you think's going to win?
I think the Chargers are gonna win, but they should have moved that game up to 1 o'clock. Don't nobody want to see that shit.
No, I was looking at it like going over obviously the script for obviously us today. I'm like, bro, the Chicago Bears and the Chargers play at 7:30. That's a primetime game. But anyway, let's get into it. 2-5 Bears, 2-4 Chargers. I know America might think I'm crazy again, but I think I might go off my horse or my rocker again. Chargers at home. And I know what they have going on, especially from a defensive perspective or an offensive perspective. I think both these teams right now this season, I'm not sold on Herbert. I know Herbert's a good quarterback. I know they got a good defense, this, that, and the third. But don't be surprised if this game turns into where the Bears win. And the reason why I say that is because all the times that the Chargers have been in position, big-time games, or in the previous game that they played, who did they play last week? Because that's who they lost to last. Let me see here real quick. Yeah, so played the Chiefs last week. Yeah, I know they're coming home, and I know you can look at me and be like, oh, well, the Bears don't have any, they don't have a quarterback. They don't have wide receivers. They don't have a running back. They don't have a defense. Realistically, if I were to go ahead and pick right now, I'm going to take the Bears over the Chargers. I'm not sold on the Chargers. I don't care if they're home or away. I think this is going to be one of those games for the Bears where, their quarterback, especially with Justin Fields being out, that whole new, emergence of Tyson Baggett, might be saying it wrong there, but I think it's going to be more easy to go ahead and get the ball quick, decisive, making reads, doing what he needs to do. I mean, last week they beat the Las Vegas Raiders 30-12, and the Packers lost to the Raiders. Like single-handedly manhandled the Raiders. Defense was playing unreal. They had like 2 interceptions, I want to say, by one of their corners that they had picked up in the offseason. I think this is going to be a sleeper game, one of those pick 'em games where it's like the Bears might go ahead and beat the Chargers in Los Angeles. But I think this is going to be a huge statement game for Tyson for sure. And if they're running the ball, I mean, they ran the ball, 16 carries, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns for Freeman last week. DJ Moore was still doing 8 receptions for 54 yards. What do you think about this? And I know how you feel about both teams because this might just be a short and sweet answer, but what do you think for them to go ahead, say for the Bears to win? What do you think they need to do? Or do you think they're not going to win? But what do you think about this game?
Um, First, I'm gonna take the Bears. I'm not betting with the Chargers no more. I'm not like what you said. Their record was 2-5.
Yes, their record is the Chargers, out of all the hype that they had in this offseason, their record, I just lost it. Hold on. Record is 2-4.
Exactly. Like, why are y'all 2-4 with this so great quarterback that y'all continue to have, and with great receivers, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. I know obviously Mike Williams got hurt towards ACL, but you had him for a few games. You drafted a number 1 wide receiver. You have Austin Eckler. You have Kelly, even a backup running back Kelly. I didn't see him break some runs and run the ball hard. You have Bosa and Khalil Mack and Derwin James and Kendricks. You have these guys, and you still fucking weak. I'm gonna take the Bears. I hope the Bears win. I hope I hope certain teams keep exposing the Chargers because I'm gonna really start blaming Herbert. Like I'm about to stop looking at all these other guys on the team and I'm gonna just start looking right at him because when quarterbacks win, they always blame the quarterback. The quarterback can throw for 100 yards and they can be 10-0. He can average 150 passing yards a game, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, well, he's the reason." Yep, he's the reason they winning. Okay, why are they losing? He the reason too. He ain't helping them win. He not helping them win. I understand it can be the coach, but bro, the coach only gonna do so much, bro. Like I understand coaches can handicap teams and players and things like that, but for multiple years in a row, no, you gotta have something to do with that. Now, like where
Right.
your hand, where your imprint on this team at, Herbert? Where your imprint? Like where your leadership? Where is that, bro? We ain't losing today. You feel me? We're gonna go out here and we gonna play a certain way. If we lose, we lose, but we gonna play a certain way. They have no identity, bro. The Chargers have no identity, no sense of what type of team they is, and they ain't had that since Phillip Rivers. You know how long Phillip Rivers been out the fucking league,
What, 10 years?
bro? I played against Phillip Rivers.
7 years? 8 years?
Damn near. I think Phillip Rivers was what done 2018,
Might
around
even
there.
be before that. Yeah, somewhere around that.
Yeah, around there. Like it's been 5 years, and they still don't have no identity. But they got the quarterback, or do they have a quarterback? I'm not a believer in the Chargers. I think the Bears gonna win. I hope the Bears run the ball down their fucking throat. I hope the Bears come out there and play hard and just play with your back against the wall. Like play free. Like when you losing, when you 2-5 or you've been losing close games, it's like, what else do you got to lose? I hope they play with that spirit. I hope the Bears play with that spirit. The Chargers, they don't play with no spirit, man. They need to get the fuck out of LA. They need to go somewhere else. They need to take that team somewhere else. The motherfuckers ain't even coming to the Chargers games. Motherfuckers barely come to the Rams games. But they need to send them to another town. Send their ass to St. Louis or I don't know, Send them to London, goddamn
No, I hear you. And then obviously the last game in the NFC North here, Las Vegas Raiders versus the Detroit Lions. That is a Monday night game in Detroit. Gonna be rocking. I got Detroit Lions by like 2 touchdowns or 2 scores for sure. I think they're way better football team than the Las Vegas Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders coming off a loss against the Bears, and they got manhandled like I just spoke about earlier. Um, Losing by 2 scores, and that was against the Bears. This Lions team, I think, is definitely going to bounce back from that loss against the Ravens. Go ahead and be at home Monday night. It's going to be electric, obviously, in Detroit. Downtown is going to be cracking. I got them winning 2 scores. Talk to me about your Lions, what they need to do to bounce back, to get back on saddle. Because we're kind of hitting that stride now where teams are going to have to start, solidifying themselves to get in that playoff hunt. So kind of talk to me about that.
First off, it's gonna be a great game Monday night in Detroit. You don't really hear that often, but
At all. When's the last time you heard a Monday night for a Lions game? Realistically.
it's been a while. I say that it's been a while. Of course, I got the Lions. Got the Lions. I don't know if Montgomery playing this week. I don't. I think he's out though, but I think the Lions have the weapons to make up for his absence. Um, Obviously, the Lions just lost last week, so they got a bad taste in their mouth. They just got further. They got their ass whooped last week, so I'm sure this is gonna, and then they playing on Monday night. So you got your ass beat on Sunday at 1 o'clock, and then the next game is on Monday night. Everybody gonna be watching, bro. Everybody. Hey, it's only one game on that night, and that's the game people are gonna be watching. So the Lions should come out and take care of business. Um, they're getting healthier. They're getting healthier. So I would say, of course, like I said, of course, I'm gonna take the Lions. They just gotta go out and handle business, man. That's what they gotta do. Jared Goff got to play a clean game. Defense has to step up because they let up a lot of points last week. And you just got to take care of business. There's some teams you just got to take care of business against. And the Raiders is one of them teams you got to take care of business against. So I think this is a cool Monday night game. I will be tuned in watching it, so I'm excited to see the Lions go out there and get that dub and get back on the right end of winning. So,
No, absolutely.
Lions.
Yeah. To keep that one short and sweet, like I said, Lions should definitely be able to take care of these guys at home and retract to where they need to be in the NFC North, especially in playoff position. So I'm excited to watch it on Monday night. I'm excited for you guys, man. Monday night, that's a big deal. Start the season off against the Chiefs, beat the Chiefs, kick it off. Now you're at home Monday night. That's going to be incredible. But then a couple other games, obviously, for week 8 here. Obviously, got the rival of in-state Jets versus Giants. That should be a very good game as well. Jags versus Steelers should be good. I would say this might be a little sleeper game. Eagles versus Commanders. Rams versus Cowboys. We already talked about all of our NFC North teams, so I'm going to keep moving here. Patriots versus Dolphins. That should be somewhat of a good game. That's a division rivalry.
Ramsey, Ramsey might be back. Jalen Ramsey,
Oh Lord, if he's back,
he
he might
might.
take that defense to a whole nother level. Is X
Yeah,
playing too? Because he hasn't been in, has he? He's been hurt.
he ain't played last week. I think he had a hamstring or a groin, one of those.
Okay.
I'm not sure if he gonna. I don't know if he gonna play this week, but I hear in the news that Ramsey can potentially be playing this week, if not next week. So
Okay. Uh, and then I think this will be a good one for our young quarterbacks in the league to kind of solidify who's the number one here. Obviously, C.J. Strauss versus Bryce Young. Texans versus Panthers. That's at noon as well.
I wonder if
Brown.
my bad, cut you. I wonder
Very
if
good.
the Texans, I mean the Panthers, are a little regretful of they not drafting C.J. Stroud over Bryce Young.
Oh, they are.
Because it was a whole thing about Bryce Young being like the undisputed number one pick. And I was just looking like, I'm like, bro, he all right. But undisputed, bro, he little as fuck, bro. Like,
Yeah.
can you really see Bryce Young? But I remember people talking about him like he was Patrick Mahomes, and I'm like, bro, he is little for a defensive back, bro. If he
Yes.
played DB, he would be little.
If he played any skill position, he would be so little.
Bro, I don't even think he's bigger than Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley little as shit. Slot receiver. Like he's small, bro. Like just small. So it's like, and then I'm watching the games. I ain't really seeing no. I ain't seeing no great shit from him. Like I'm not seeing none of this shit that they was talking about. And I'm not saying that he wasn't good in college because I watched Alabama games and I was like, yeah, he pretty good, but they was holding him to this level of play. That's what they always do. They always overrate all quarterbacks, bro. And
Always.
then you never know how these quarterbacks gonna be when they get in the league. You never know. Like no matter what, you never know. Like even with Caleb Williams, you don't know how he gonna be when he get in the league. You never know, bro. But it's their job to continue to try to push the position forward at corner. I mean at quarterback. But I wonder if the Panthers are kind of regretting that.
Well, I mean, numbers don't lie. And last time I checked, man, CJ Strauss is killing. I mean, he's for sure top 10 right now in the NFL.
And
And
I remember saying,
Bryce Young is nowhere near even top 25.
and I remember saying, bro, I'm like, bro, CJ Stroud, bro, he can throw the ball accurate as fuck. Like, I'm
Yes.
like, bro, he might. I was saying before the draft, he might be the best quarterback out of his class. He might have the best career because he can really throw the ball and anticipate throws. And it's looking like that right now. But
So like that. But yeah, they're I think if you look at outside viewers looking in, how we go ahead and analyze, the Panthers are sick about that because they had the first pick. If you knew you needed to go ahead and get a quarterback and this league is a pocket pass league, why not go ahead and get him? I don't know. You don't know what they're thinking about that in the third, but who knows? CJ Strauss next year or this second half of the season might be bad. Young might have a great second half of the season. Who knows? You never know what happens. You know, what do you say? Every given Sunday, you never know what's going to happen. So, but as of right now, we all know who's the better quarterback out of those two right now, and that's CJ. So, and then obviously a couple other games. The Bengals versus the 49ers. That one is in the Bay. That's still going to be a tough game there. Obviously, lost against the Vikings. Quick turnaround facing Joe Burrow and their offense and that defense. That should be a good one as well. Chiefs versus Broncos. I see the Chiefs absolutely destroying the Broncos. They're hot right now. Ravens versus Cardinals. That should be no problem unless something crazy happens. But that's kind of week 8. Obviously, Lip is over 500 for his picks, so he'll have his picks out this weekend. What's one thing before we go over here to the college football briefly and talk about NBA? What is one thing that people need to look out for what makes you think like, you know what, this might be something that might happen or may be shocking in the NFL?
um, I would say we got I would say upset alert,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the Baltimore Ravens at the Arizona Cardinals.
Got them
Because
losing to the Cardinals.
man, you just never know with this Ravens team. They just coming off a
Yeah.
great win, one of they most complete games this season. They might get complacent. They might go out there and think they just gonna win a game. You feel me? We didn't seen them
Right.
lose games that they shouldn't lose. We've seen it. We've seen them lose to a coach team at home this year. You feel me? Like we seen them lose to a Steelers team that they definitely should have beat. So we've seen this Ravens team, the inconsistencies of this team. And who knows? Kyler Murray might play this week. They just might come out there and score a couple points real fast and turn it into a game that the Ravens don't want to play. And that's a
He's
pass
gonna
the
be
ball.
active. He's gonna be active.
He been practicing the last couple weeks.
Oh wow.
I don't know if he's gonna play. I don't know. I don't know that, but he's been practicing the last couple weeks. Um, so you never know. So if I'm gonna say anything to keep your eye out on, I would say the Ravens having a meltdown in Arizona against the Cardinals because they wanted to come out slow or they didn't come out ready to play or they didn't score enough points. Some janky shit that the Ravens be on. So I'll say that keep your eyes out on that game for sure.
No, absolutely. That's definitely a trap game for sure. I didn't even know that Kyle Murray was possibly going to be back active, and if he's back active, he definitely can get things shaken. So, and then Arizona Cardinals been playing good, so
Yeah.
uh, I like that. I like that. Kind of things to watch out for. But let's move on over briefly, quickly to this college football, and then we'll talk about the NBA because there's a lot of great NBA games on yesterday. Michigan State obviously playing the Minnesota Gophers, 2:30 p.m. I might be live and active at that game. Still gotta hear from the plug. So, and I think we all know who the plug is. And then moving on over to just it's week 9. College football is moving, which is crazy. Just looking at games here, Oklahoma versus Kansas. Kansas is a tough place to play. Don't be surprised if Kansas might upset Oklahoma. Indiana versus Penn State. Penn State should easily take care of that. I would say another trap game too. Florida State versus Wake Forest. Coming in there, you're Florida State. You're just going to go ahead and go out there at 11 o'clock game, roll the
Yeah.
helmet out, mess around, and it's fourth quarter and it comes down. You don't make a play, then boom, ball game. Now your hopes of getting into a Power 5 game is no longer in reach. But I think just looking out of all these games here, I think the biggest one here is going to be Oregon versus Utah. That one's at 2:30 tomorrow. And I think this game right here is going to solidify where teams are going to be going if they're going to go into their championship game and be in the Power 5 to go ahead and compete for a natty. I'm looking at other ones here as well. I mean, Georgia versus Florida. Number 1, Georgia. Florida's a tough place to play at. The Swamps can be ready to play. That might be another game where Florida might end up winning that one at home, upsetting the number 1 ranked team, in
This
the
another
nation.
this another game. I'm not sure for sure, but you never know what team you can get. Ohio State going to Wisconsin at 7:30 at night. It's gonna be rocking there. It's gonna be rocking. They
Ooh,
ain't
you
ranked,
taking
but they
you
gonna
taking
play hard.
Wisconsin. That's a sneaky one.
Wisconsin, they have a brand of football that they play.
Facts.
Ohio State, they dominate, but they ain't super dominant. So, and like I said, it's still dealing with college kids, man. You never know how college kids gonna play on any given Saturday. You just never know how they're gonna show up. You feel me? They might be worried about that test they got on Tuesday. You never know, man.
Well,
So
they ain't worried about no.
hey man, I'm just
You
saying.
funny, dog. Oh my god. But no, that's realistic though. With Wisconsin, I mean, if they run the football, they have 2 major running backs. Wisconsin, you know what you're getting with them. I feel that they're just going to run the ball the whole time, and that's the only way they're going to win this game. They do not want to have the offense out there. If they run the football every time, they damn near might have 40 carries between both their running backs if they want to win this game, because you better not try to throw the ball. You have no wide receivers or no tight ends.
So if they can run that boy, they running game can get going, and they can just keeping third and shorts,
Yes,
third and
yes.
5 and less. Is like you can wear on the defense by running the ball, bro. Because them the running backs big too. Number 0 and number 1. I think they wear number 0 and number 1. Them up
Mm-hmm.
big. They ain't no little running backs, and they can go the distance. So that's just a game you might want to circle just in
Oh,
case.
I'm watching that for sure because previous years when games like this happen in Camp Randall, things be going
You
down
know
the way
how
they
I,
make some.
know how I
Yeah, I
get.
know how I get. I know how I get for sure. So, but with Wisconsin, let's just briefly piggyback on that. If Wisconsin wants to win that game, they have got to run the football. Like,
Yeah,
not just once, like the whole drive. Like, okay, I understand little quick passes out, but you got to run the football because you do not want the Ohio State offense on the field. You do not want Harrison Jr. to come out there and have 180 yards off 5 catches.
yeah.
So that's definitely one to circle. And I think this one as well to circle, right? Colorado versus UCLA. I think Colorado's still in that hunt to go ahead and get to a bowl game. They're still playing hard. They're still playing tough. Shadur's still doing what he needs to do. That should be a good game as well. 6:30. I'm gonna be flip flopping back and forth with that, or having two TVs out watching that when I get back. Hopefully, I'm going to this Michigan State game, but we'll see if I'm back in time. And that's really it for real. I mean, UNC versus Georgia Tech. I see North Carolina winning that one, so I'm not really worried about that. But that is week 9, man. Week 9. College football lip is flying. We were just talking about the Colorado TCU game. It felt like yesterday,
Man,
but time is flying. But those are kind of our, I guess, not even predictions or just things to look out for on Saturday. There's be a lot of great games on. Might be a lot of upsets on week 9, just by the looks of it. But let's go ahead and talk over about the NBA here. Obviously, in season, we got 2 games. Week 1. Everyone's played, obviously, but yesterday, can't even talk today. Jesus, Friday. Need to get off this thing. Yesterday, Thursday, Philadelphia 76ers versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee Bucks won that one 118 to 117. It was the debut of, obviously, Damian Lillard for the Milwaukee Bucks. And boy, did he go ahead and make a statement that we made the right decision as an organization to go ahead and bring this man in. Yes, granted, I know it's only one game, but what I saw with my eyes in regards of crunch time situations, he basically took over, and he was looking like he was the MVP and not Giannis that game, to be completely honest. But it's good that we have him. I love what we did in acquiring Damian Lillard to come over to the Bucks. Go over stats here. He had 39 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Giannis Antetokounmpo had 23 points, 13 rebounds, and 3 assists. Chris Middleton, I don't know what was going on, and that kind of makes me worried. He wasn't playing a lot. I think he got injured again. He only had 6 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. I think he came out in the second half, which is not good. Brook Lopez, 13 points, 2 rebounds, 0 assists.
did
Bobby
Middleton
Porter,
get paid again?
huh?
Did Middleton just get paid again?
Oh, yeah, we picked up his contract.
Hold on. So did they extend him or they just picked it up?
I think they picked it up. I don't think they extended. I could be wrong on that, but I know that he's here for. Oh, if he's here for 3 years, and I would think that they picked up the extension, right? Or however that contract works. I don't know. But all in all, this was a great game. Obviously, first game, these two guys playing together. It's going to be a long. I mean, granted, it's not going to be a long season. They need to go ahead and get the cohesiveness between Dame and Giannis. To be honest with you, I was really, when I was watching this game, I was just really disappointed. Like, not saying in Giannis, obviously, y'all know what Giannis is, but sitting here yesterday, I was with the fellas, like, Giannis really, like, yes, he's a great player. He's a high motor energy guy, but, like, he has no bag. Like, if you look at Giannis Antetokounmpo and, like, what he does, like, I love Giannis, don't get me wrong. But still seeing, like, literally dumb plays. Like, bro, why are you trying to go in between 4 people in the paint when they're clogging the paint? Like, kick the ball. You have guys. You have Damian Lillard. Kick the ball. Like, it's just a vivid possession where he was basically running fast break and tries to go ahead and lay the ball when there's 3 guys or 2 guys that are wide open, like, pass the ball. So it's like, when I see that, I'm like, all right, brother, like, you've been in the league for a minute now. Like, why are we still making these plays? Why are we still making these boneheaded plays? And realistically, you have said you've worked on a jump shot or whatever. Like, clearly I have not seen that. You said you were doing block work with Hakeem Olajuwon. Like, realistically, he needs to go ahead and let Dame, like, this is crazy what I'm about to say, but it's true. He needs to let Dame go ahead and run the ball and bring the ball up, things like that. I know he wants the ball. I know he wants to be involved, this and that. But, brother, you are skilled, but you're not that skilled to bring the ball up every time. I feel like you need to go ahead and do more. Like, you have someone to bring the ball up. You need to go ahead and put your back to the basket and be a beast in the paint, bro. Like all these jump shots, all these that he was taking, it didn't look good at all. And it's just teams are going to live with that. Teams are going to let Giannis go ahead and shoot because they know that it's not going to go in. More likely than not. And if it does go in, tip your hat. But it was besides obviously Damian Lillard's performance and besides us winning, yes, that's good against obviously opponent of the 76ers. But Joel Embiid had his card. He was going crazy too. Let me see here. Had 24. Maxey had 31. Harris had 20. And I think this game would have been different too if James Harden was playing, to be honest. But all in all, it's a good win. But I'm like where Giannis is right now, just watching game one. I'm disappointed. So talk to me about this game and what you think, or if you watched it. And I probably did, because obviously what we're going to talk about next to Lakers. But kind of talk to me in this situation, what you see with the Bucks. Do I sound crazy when I say that about Giannis? So talk to me about that.
No, I wouldn't say you sound crazy because that's been the talk for the last few years about his game going to another level and him expanding his bag and you know but sometimes, bro, you are who you are. And I know we want people to think that we just, hey, we're gonna spend this off season working on this move, and you're gonna come into the game and you're gonna apply it, and you're gonna show them the move that you did this, and this is gonna happen just like that. Every off season, you're gonna add something to your bag, and you're gonna become this ultimate. But that shit ain't like that. You feel me? Like you going up against guys that does a lot of shit effortlessly,
Right.
and you going against like Giannis is who he is, bro. He's like a tweener. He's not a banger. He's more of a, you know, Euro step, try to slice through the defense type guy. He's not gonna shoot over you. He's not gonna fade away. All that post shit, that shit don't mean nothing. It's just something that's why he don't work out with people, because he don't have nothing to, he don't have that shit. His whole game is like, who was Giannis when he first got into the league? He was a project guy. Now I'm not saying he gotten a lot better, but it comes down to this point where you are who you are,
Right.
and it don't matter about how much work you put in if you're not going if it's not going to translate into the game. I don't care how much work you put in. You feel me? Like, it's some
Right.
motherfuckers. It don't matter. They can shoot jump shots every day, but are they going to be is that going to make them a better jump shooter just because they shoot shots every day? No,
Right.
because there's different situations. There's different respect level. I know you can't shoot, like you said, I'm gonna let you shoot that shit. I don't care if you make it. So he's getting that treatment that he's getting that Brian treatment, kinda. Where how they wanted to play Brian and let him shoot, but Brian had a deeper bag than Giannis,
Brown
because
was
Brian,
hitting consistent mid range. And
yeah,
even if they were trying to take that, he would easily finish at the rim. So
yeah, he got post game. Like, motherfuckers play around a lot, but bro, Brian got post game. Like, he had post game since his like third, fourth year in his career, and he's gotten better at that shit all the time. But everybody don't do that shit. Everybody ain't that confident in doing shit that they not confident in doing. If that
right.
makes sense. So
Right.
I mean, they look good. They look smooth though. I mean, Dame look like he's gonna have to be one of the guys that's on the ball a lot more. He's gonna have to be the guy. He's gonna
Yeah.
have to be Portland Dame. Like, that's what they want him to be. He's gonna have to be that, because I mean, you let Drew Holiday go, so now Drew Holiday was the other ball handler, and then you got Chris Middleton. You don't know how much you're gonna be able to trust in him. And then after that, who else you trust with the ball in their hand like that? It's really just Giannis. So they look good. They ended up winning by 1 point. The score kept going back and forth. I think they came back. They was down. They was down in the fourth quarter, like the third and fourth quarter. by double digits. Then they came back, rallied back. Because it was like I had seen something. It was like a 20-3 run. I'm like, God damn,
Mm-hmm.
20-3 run.
And that
So
was the second unit. I loved our second unit, how they were playing.
yeah,
Beauchamp was playing very good. He was playing his role, doing what he needed to do. Not Crawford. Oh my God, what's his name? Played with,
Connaughton,
yeah, Collins, but he played with Miami too. Played with Miami. He's a Marquette guy too. Why could I not think of his name right now?
Portis, no Crowder,
No,
Crowder.
Crowder. Yeah, Crowder. Crowder was doing good. Portis always plays well. He's always locked in. I was just very pleased with our second unit on chipping away to go ahead and get that to where we had an opportunity to win. But carry on.
No, they got like man, the Bucks got a squad. Obviously, Dame made them a better squad. They got a closer. They got a guy that can handle the ball at the end of the game. He made some big shots at the end of that game. Some step back threes to extend the lead from 2 all the way to 6. Because it was around like 2 minutes. They was up by like 11, and the next thing you know, it was 111 to 113. And then
Right.
he did a little step back three and made the three. So that's what they need, and they gonna have to, he gonna have to do that often because the ball either gonna be in Dame hands or Giannis hands,
Right.
and that's what it is. I actually like the 76ers with the routes that they had last night. I like the ball in Maxey hands a little bit more because Maxey, he I think he gives you more. He gives you a more. He threatens you more than James Harden right now. He threatened you from creating his own shot, from pick and roll, from 3-point, mid range, all the way to the cup. He threatened you in all of those ways. And he young, you feel me? So he's ready to just fly around and play 35, 40 minutes a night, every night, and keep pressure on the defense. And that's what you need. You don't need people always just sitting back trying to make the perfect shot and the perfect pass and all that shit. Sometimes you need somebody that can really put that pressure on getting past you.
Right.
And some of them guys on that roster may not have that. I like what I seen from the 76ers though. I like what I seen from especially Oubre. Oubre ball, he had like 27 points.
Man, every time I was looking at the TV, he's knocking down tough shots, 3-pointers wide open. That's a good pickup for them.
Yeah, and he played defense. So they just got to keep building.
Yeah, no, that was a good win though for the Bucks. Those are two teams that are definitely going to be in the playoff hunt for sure later in the season. But I wish we would have, to be honest, now knowing what Dame's on, I wish we would have shopped out Chris Middleton to get some role players. But we had picked up his contract, so we're riding it out. But it was a good win by the Bucks. Then obviously the nightcap, Phoenix Suns versus Los Angeles Lakers. Lakers won that 100-95. LeBron James, 21 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists, almost a triple-double in the home opener. Anthony Davis, 30 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists. This right here, what I just said about 30 seconds ago, is what Anthony Davis needs to be on every time he touches the court. D'Angelo Russell, 14 points. Reeves had 10. I think one that was a good pickup. Christian Wood, 10 rebounds, 7 points, but being effective on the defensive end. Very
Yeah.
lengthy this year for the Lakers on the defensive end. I mean, there was one point where they had Christian Wood, they had Anthony Davis, LeBron James in the paint. I mean, well, you got just those two guys, let alone having LeBron doing their thing. And then obviously over for the Suns here, Kevin Durant basically showed because D-Book and Bradley Beal were out, had 39 points, almost had a 40-piece, 11 rebounds, 2 assists. That boy was out there doing whatever he pleased on that court. Granted, we all know that Kevin Durant is one of the elite scorers, obviously, in this league. He surpassed Hakeem Olajuwon for all-time leading scorer, which gets him, I think, to 12 or 11. So shout out to him, man. That's a great accomplishment. I got nothing but love for KD. I love KD and I love his game. I love his personality offside the court and love what he's doing. Obviously off as well. But shout out to you for that. Uh, do I think this game would have been different if both those guys, Bradley Beal and D Book were in? I would say maybe, but I think the Lakers would have still came out with that one at the crib because you look at it, they still got to figure out how they're going to go ahead and get everyone involved. I know that Bradley Beal hasn't played, with this team, and Devin Booker obviously has played, but we shall see what happens when they all get on the court. But they weren't playing. But this was a great win for the Lakers, and I think you were probably very pleased on this game, especially down fourth quarter. LeBron taking control of the game, and obviously everyone around them doing what needs to be done for them to go ahead and close this game out. So talk to me about your Lakers, man, because we get to talk about them. It's here. We don't got to go ahead and wait till summer. We don't got to wait until the fall. We don't got to wait until it's here. You had game one underneath your game two, really. Sorry, underneath your wingspan. So talk to me about your Lakers, man.
Obviously, man, it's a win. You feel me? Obviously, it's the first win at home. Start off the season. That's pretty damn good because I remember last year I think they was 0-5 before they got a win. So at least we got a win sooner this year. um, Obviously, the Lakers still have some chemistry to get together. Like you did spot out with Christian Wood. He played great defense last night. Honestly, bro, I seen him a lot of times on Kevin Durant. He was challenging his shots, challenging his mid ranges. He's effective with his hands. He's rebounding the ball. That's a part of defense. 10 rebounds. That's pretty good. And he missed some shots, but I think he's gonna make some shots. But he was open. Like some of the shots he missed, he was open. We missed a lot of open shots last night. Like Cam Reddish had like 4 corner 3-pointers that he just butt ass open that he just missed. I like his attention on defense as well, but bro, he got to separate himself. Cam Reddish, he got to knock down some shots, bro. Like he was active on defense, but you have to knock down some shots to take your game to another level to show like, okay, I need more minutes, or okay, this is why I'm playing. Um, I like what I seen from the Lakers last night. It was some adversity because KD was busting their ass. KD was getting any shot he wanted to get.
It was a clinic last night by KD.
Yeah, bro. He was all the way up until like the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter, boy, he got to turn that bitch over. He was missing free throws
because he was probably tired.
Yeah, that's the thing though.
Tired.
That's the thing. Like that I see why KD don't be wanting to play by himself because he like, bro, he was turning that motherfucker over, and I wanted to see him have the ball in his hand more. I think the game could have went different if D Book was playing because that's another ball handler, another scorer that can go out there and get a bucket. And like I said, KD was already getting any fucking thing he wanted, and it was just really him on the court as the dominant primary scoring threat, and he was still doing his thing. So you put D Book on there too, he's gonna give you feel me? They missing some points with him as well. But I'll take the W. I don't give a damn.
I know that's right.
Bro, the Lakers they got some chemistry. They gotta figure out these lineups. They gotta figure out they gotta fucking knock down shots, bro.
Yeah.
They had to be more aggressive. I like the way Vincent is playing. Gabe Vincent is playing, even though he missing the hell out the ball right now.
Bro, he couldn't hit a backside of a barn last night, boy.
Bruh.
But he was making moves like when he did have the ball in his hand doing pick and roll, like he was getting to his spots. I'm like, ooh,
yeah, like he had like
D-Lo, you not gonna be playing no more because he looked terrible last night.
Man, D-Lo, he had like Gabe had an assist and everything. Like he stayed aggressive. Like even though he missing shots, I couldn't tell. You feel me? Every shot looked like he 10 for 10.
Right.
That's Gabe. Yeah, but I like that though too because you can't sit around, bro, and just wait on everything to happen because Brown on the court. You have to go out there and take some shit. You got to go out there and just take shots. Do that shit, bro. So you can open up another avenue to this offense, to the team. Um, Reeves got to step it up a little bit more. Yeah, Reeves been. I haven't really seen Reeves on the ball like that as much. And when he is on the ball, he sometimes creating, sometimes not. We got to see how that shit go. Rui didn't play like that last night. Yeah, man, we a good team, but we got to win. We gotta continue to gel. It's gonna take some time. Like this ain't the same team last year. Like it's we got some guys that was on the team last year, of course, but we gotta gel better together and learn how to win and when to take shots and when to really snap. We have to figure that whole concept out so we can, and that's what a lot of teams are doing right now. You feel me? That's what Milwaukee gonna be doing. That's what Philly gonna be doing. That's what you know. Even the Nuggets gonna be doing with dealing with their bench and who gonna play on the off the bench and who gonna add value off the bench. Everybody is going through that right now. So the first 20-25 games is something is where chemistry is gonna be created. So we just in game two of it. I like what I've seen so far. Obviously, Brian is the motherfucking closer. AD had a great game last night, but Brian still, bro, still to this day, bro, he still got to be the fucking closer. He still got
Man,
to be the one to make shots to fucking, you feel me? Like, it's still on him. That's crazy. In year 21, it's
absolutely.
still on him. Like, everybody still be waiting around for LeBron to do something. And that's
And what's
fucking
crazy,
wow.
he executed.
Yes,
Not to cut you off, but I was just excited because you know how I feel about Bron. I think we both know how we feel about Bron. But for him to do what he did in the fourth quarter, downhill, and I think now, I mean, I think they said it. Well, he had like the first game when they faced the obviously defending champs, the Denver Nuggets. He's like, I need to have the ball more at the point guard and key position, key times.
for real.
I mean, it should be that every time. It should be what we saw yesterday in the fourth quarter, what him and AD were on, playing that two-man game. They need to do that crunch time every time. But
Bro,
like you said, lineups for me, and then you can go obviously lineups look like really when you look at this, especially right now, Jackson Hayes, Christian Woods, um, Anthony Davis, those are literally three big guys that can play efficiently. Like I know obviously we all know AD, but I was really surprised on Christian Wood and what he brought to the table because he was playing on both ends. Granted, he didn't hit any shots, but everyone's still gelling, like you said. This is a very good team on paper, and if like I said, if D Book or Bradley Beal were playing, I think they still would have pulled it out. To be honest, because it's too much length.
yeah.
Because everyone on that team can guard. Who's ever on that team, like they're going to have to defend and play one-on-one basketball. And I think their bigs, if they do get switched off, they're going to be able to cover them.
And that's the thing. Like, even with Kevin Durant out there, like, bro, he one of the best scorers we ever seen. So he's gonna get his points. But like his shots was contested. Like he was knocking down
Absolutely.
some tough ass shots. It wasn't just hella easy. We got to see the matchup of him and LeBron go against each other a few times. That was pretty dope. But bro, the key to this team is D'Lo, bro. Is is where I don't know if he be trying to pick his spots, pick and choose when he want to be aggressive. It was a fast break last night where it was 4-on-1. He kind of dribbled that bitch out and kicked it to the corner and then got it back, got a wide open three and missed it. And it's like, bro, you know how tired I get of watching D'Lo miss wide open threes, bro. You know how irritating that shit is, my nigga. Like, bro, I watch Garrett Grayson Allen. I've watched a Kogi. I've watched I watched literally Goodwin. I don't even know who he is. He was playing last night, making shots for the Suns. Shout out to him though. Goodwin. He was nice, but he's making open shots. But D'Lo is missing 4 open threes. open, wide open. I mean, catch it, shoot it, nobody's still there, and he just missing it. And I'm just like, bro, keep playing, keep playing,
Because if
keep fucking playing.
he
Like,
don't be gone All Star game. But
it's
after that All Star break,
it's a reason why LeBron talking about, hey, bro, I can play the point guard, bro. I can play the point guard with Reeves, Rui, and TP out there, bro. I can just run the point. I can do that shit. I'm out here just roaming. Like, I don't think Brian should be roaming. I think he should be on the ball because he is the him just sitting on the side like that shit cool, but it ain't cool, bro. Like that ain't LeBron, bro. That ain't LeBron. LeBron need to be on the ball, and then when he tired, get that motherfucker to Reeves or get that motherfucker to Gabe or give it to D'Lo. But D'Lo can't be the primary ball handler on the team because it's like he haven't found that balance of scoring and passing. It's like every time I'm watching him, it's like he don't really know what he want to do,
right,
and he's not aggressive like that when he do. It's too up and down, bro. He too hot and cold. He too
right,
on and off. He's kind of janky, dog. Like I like D'Lo, but he janky as hell, and I don't think they need janky. I think they need a guy that's gonna fucking score if
yeah,
you be a guard on this team. And if my boy Kyrie is available, we got some contracts that y'all can match up.
man. No, I'm with you on that. I mean, obviously, it's only 2 games, but I mean, history repeats itself. We saw last year what D'Lo was on, and he was kind of on that this year. I do like D'Lo, but I mean, they need to go ahead and, like you said, let LeBron play the point. Let him go ahead and distribute the basketball, or Reeves. But D'Lo's got to be able to hit that three consistently because that's what's going to get them deep into the playoffs. And like I'm right with you that's the X factor on this team. If D'Lo literally hits shots, granted I know he had 14 points, but this game could have been 109 to 95. And it's not just D'Lo. It's not just D'Lo that needed to hit shots. There's other guys too that were wide open. You know, Cam was wide open, like you said earlier. So, but it's 2 games into the season. But you definitely need to go ahead and need to at least be over 500 pretty good throughout these first 40 games to go ahead and get solidified.
I would probably say until New Year's. I think if they play like it'd be like 20, 25 to 28 games by New Year's.
Okay.
They need to have at least 18 wins. 18 to 20 wins around that time. So around Christmas they need to be 18-8 or something like that. You feel me? Like you need to find ways to win, continue to get confidence within the offense, and continue to grow together. Because a win is a win. I'll take it.
Absolutely. But that was obviously yesterday's activities for the NBA. But we have more NBA today. Got the Miami Heat versus the Boston Celtics, and then after that, it is a rematch last year in the playoffs against Golden State Warriors for Sacramento Kings. Keep this one short and sweet. Who you got winning these games, man? Who you got at 7:30 winning? Who you got at 10 o'clock winning?
It's not in Boston, it's in Miami, right?
No, it is in Boston.
Oh, I got Boston. I got Boston winning that game, and I have they play in Sacramento or they play in the Bay.
They're playing in Sacramento.
I got Sacramento. I got both home teams winning. I got De'Aaron Fox going off, and I got him winning.
He just signed with Under Armour
He signed under
underneath Steph
Steph
Curry.
Curry
That's
brand.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but man, Friday. Hope you guys had a great week. Appreciate you guys tuning in to us, listening to our nonsense of what we think is right in the sports world. Hope you guys had a great week. Enjoy your weekend. A lot of great sports on this coming weekend. Hopefully you went ahead and tried to be the best you can be this week. Got everything done that needed to be done. Continue to better yourself. Move that needle forward towards greatness. My good brother, Liv, take these wonderful people out on a Friday, brother.
Hey man, drink y'all water, man. Enjoy y'all weekend. Enjoy yourself, man. That's all I got for y'all.
Absolutely. We will see y'all on Monday. Lip will have his picks out. I'll have it on posted. Follow us on all social media platforms: Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. Again, appreciate y'all. You guys have a great weekend. Peace out.